What if this month, the universe itself was whispering your name, not through thunder, not through chaos, but through numbers? Subtle, sacred, and precise, 6 powerful vibrations, each carrying the potential to awaken something deep within you, a pathway toward wealth, peace, and the quiet realization that destiny has been patiently waiting for your alignment. In the teachings of the ancients, numbers are not random, they are living symbols, the pulse of the cosmos translated into form, and when the celestial patterns shift, they begin to call those who are ready to rise. Baba Vanga once said, "The universe hides its secrets in plain sight. Perhaps this month, those secrets appear to you not as miracles in disguise, but as sacred digits, gentle reminders that what you seek is already moving toward you." Nostradamus too believed in numerical prophecy, tracing the fate of nations and souls through hidden sequences that revealed the dance between karma and opportunity. These 6 numbers carry that same mystic hue, resonating with the deeper currents of your being. Imagine the sky itself holding a conversation with your heart, each number a soft echo, guiding you to where abundance flows without force. In Buddhist wisdom, wealth is never chased, it is magnetized through harmony, patience, and awareness. The more still your spirit becomes, the louder the universe speaks. These numbers do not promise instant riches, they invite you to step into alignment, where the vibration of effort meets the current of destiny. This month, planetary alignments shift in ways unseen for centuries, and if you listen closely, you can feel it, the quiet tremor of new beginnings beneath your daily routine. The 6 sacred numbers that have emerged are not just coordinates of luck, but keys to unlocking deeper awareness, resilience, and renewal. Every one of them is a mirror, reflecting a part of your own spiritual and material journey. So before we begin, take a long, grounding breath, feel your heart beat, synchronize with the rhythm of the stars, and ask yourself, am I ready to receive the signs the universe has been saving just for me? Number 4, the architect of true wealth. Among the countless vibrations that shape the human journey, few are as steady, as grounding, and as quietly powerful as the number 4. It is the silent builder of worlds, the energy that creates stability out of chaos, structure out of uncertainty, and purpose out of drifting. While other numbers may rush forward like comets, dazzling for a brief moment before fading, 4 endures like the mountain. It reminds you that true wealth is not born in noise or haste, but in the still, deliberate rhythm of daily devotion. In the ancient teachings of the Buddha, the number 4 finds sacred resonance through the 4 noble truths, the eternal pillars of awareness that lead from suffering to liberation. These truths mirror the very essence of this number's vibration, steady, practical, and quietly transformative. Just as enlightenment unfolds through patient mindfulness, so too does abundance bloom through the disciplined tending of your life's soil. The number 4 teaches that prosperity is not a stroke of luck. It is a temple built one mindful action at a time. Baba Vanga spoke often of those who would endure storms and still stand strong, saying that the roots of the patient will outlast the winds of the restless. And Nostradamus, with his prophetic eye, wrote of cycles where chaos would strip the impatient of their gains, while rewarding those who moved with structure and faith. In this way, the prophecy of number 4 lives on. It promises not sudden miracles, but miracles that last. It teaches that the hands which rise early, the mind which stays focused, and the heart which keeps faith, will always carve a path to unshakable success. In numerology, 4 is ruled by Saturn, the grand teacher of discipline, karma, and endurance. Saturn tests your strength, not by denying you blessings, but by ensuring you are ready to sustain them. Its energy mirrors that of the monk sweeping the temple floor, seemingly repetitive, yet sacred, for each movement polishes the soul. The universe does not hand eternal riches to the unsteady, it entrusts them to those who have built a foundation firm enough to carry them. And that, dear listener, is the song of the number 4, the melody of effort meeting destiny. In Buddhist symbolism, 4 corresponds to the earth element, the root of grounding and stability. Just as the earth nourishes the seed unseen beneath its surface, your steady actions nourish dreams that will one day rise into life. The chair that holds your weight, the home that shelters you, the seasons that balance time. All move in 4s, reminding us that balance is divine. Through this sacred pattern, the universe teaches us that patience is not weakness, it is power in disguise. So as this month unfolds, ask yourself not how fast you can achieve, but how deeply you can build. What habits, what intentions, what small rituals are forming the structure of your future? Remember the Buddha's words, the greatest wealth is contentment. For number 4 whispers gently that abundance is not something you chase. It is something you construct through consistency, mindfulness, and trust in the unseen timing of the universe. What quiet practice or habit in your life could become the foundation of your future abundance if you nurtured it daily? Number 12, the hidden rhythm of destiny. Among the sacred patterns of the cosmos, few hold such silent wisdom as the number 12. It appears everywhere, guiding life's rhythm from the shadows, the 12 months that cradle a year, the 12 zodiac signs that map our celestial identity, the 12 hours of day and 12 of night, balancing light and darkness in eternal harmony. Yet most souls pass through these cycles unaware, moving within its sacred design without ever sensing its deeper pulse. Number 12 does not speak loudly, it hums quietly beneath existence, reminding us that life is not a straight path, but a sacred circle of endings and beginnings, action and rest, karma and rebirth. In Buddhist philosophy, 12 carries profound significance through the 12 links of dependent origination, the timeless chain that explains how every thought, every desire, every action ripples outward to shape our destiny. Each choice becomes a seed, and each seed grows into an experience. When you become aware of this chain, you awaken to a new kind of freedom, the ability to stop reacting blindly and start choosing consciously. Number 12 whispers that fate is not an unchangeable script written in the heavens, but a living rhythm that responds to the music of your awareness. Every mindful decision is a step closer to liberation. Baba Vanga believed that nothing in the universe happens without reason, and she saw how even suffering carried a sacred sequence, each event leading to awakening for those who watched with open eyes. Nostradamus, too, spoke in riddles of time's cycles, predicting eras of transformation that would unfold every 12-fold turn of the cosmic clock. Both seers understood that destiny is not random, it is an intricate pattern of repetition, revelation, and renewal. When you align yourself with that rhythm, you begin to move not against life's current, but with it. Numerologically, 12 holds the vibration of 3, the number of divine creation, since 1 + 2 = 3. Together, they form a sacred progression. 1 is the spark, 2 is balance, and 3 is creation. Thus, 12 is the completion of one cycle and the preparation for another. It carries the wisdom of maturity, the realization that growth does not mean constant expansion, but the graceful acceptance of endings that make room for new beginnings. In the Buddhist sense, it mirrors the lotus that closes each night, only to bloom again at dawn. The closing is not death, it is renewal. In the quiet observation of number 12, there is peace. It invites you to step back from your struggle and trust that even when life seems to unravel, it is doing so according to a hidden symmetry. The seasons of your soul are unfolding with purpose. Every delay has meaning. Every encounter, every detour, is another link in the chain, leading you closer to awakening. So breathe deeply and let go of your need to control. The universe knows its rhythm well. You only need to listen. Are you willing to trust that every moment, even the ones that feel uncertain, is part of a greater pattern, gently guiding you toward your highest path. Number 28. The quiet determination of perfect timing. In the mysterious language of numbers, 28 is a symbol of divine patience, quiet power, and the mastery of timing. It is the number that teaches that everything unfolds exactly when it must, not sooner, not later, but with perfect cosmic precision. Like the moon completing its cycle in 28 days, this number carries the wisdom of nature's pulse. It reminds us that the universe never rushes its miracles and that growth cannot be forced. It must ripen through faith, surrender, and steady devotion. In Buddhism, timing is not about waiting but awakening. The Buddha once said, "No matter how hard the past, you can always begin again." Number 28 echoes that truth. It is the vibration of balance between karmic completion and new creation. The number 2 represents harmony and compassion, while 8 symbolizes karmic power, abundance, and eternal flow. Together they form a sacred equation of trust. When you act from balance, rather than impulse, you open the door to the infinite cycle of blessings that 8 represents. The wise understand this, that patience is not weakness, it is the highest form of strength. Baba Vanga often foresaw great changes arriving at the end of a lunar phase, moments when the energy of the old would collapse, so the new could finally emerge. Nostradamus, too, spoke of periods where endings and beginnings intertwined, eras that demanded both courage and stillness. Both seers hinted that humanity's greatest awakenings arrive, not in chaos, but in the quiet spaces in between. And 28 is that threshold energy, the silence before transformation, the pause before divine alignment. Numerologically, 28 reduces to 10 to 8, and then to 1, the vibration of rebirth. It carries the energy of closure turning into creation, of lessons maturing into wisdom. The person who walks under this number's influence learns to trust their journey even when the path ahead is unclear. They understand that every disappointment is redirection, every delay is preparation. Just as the lotus does not bloom in a rush, your destiny too must unfold with grace, not urgency. The energy of 28 asks you to surrender your timeline to the rhythm of the cosmos. It whispers, "Do not measure your life by how fast things happen, but by how deeply you awaken as they unfold." When you stop resisting divine timing, peace naturally follows. You realize that what is meant for you cannot pass you by, and what leaves you was never meant to stay. The moment you trust this, the entire universe moves in your favor. Do you have the patience to let divine timing shape your destiny, even when your heart aches to control what's not yet ready to bloom? Number 33. The Master Healer's Light. Among the most sacred numbers in the language of the cosmos, 33 stands as a beacon of divine service, compassion, and spiritual illumination. It is known as a master number, one that transcends the ordinary vibrations of the material world. Where others seek power or recognition, 33 seeks healing. It carries the energy of the Bodhisattva, the enlightened being who chooses to return to the world, not for gain, but to uplift all sentient souls. This number vibrates with the light of selfless love, reminding us that our truest strength lies not in control, but in compassion. In Buddhist wisdom, this number mirrors the story of Avalokitesvara, the bodhisattva of infinite compassion, who vowed never to rest until all beings were freed from suffering. Such is the vibration of 33. It calls the awakened heart to serve, to forgive, to love even when wounded. The number is built from the essence of 3, repeated twice, amplifying creativity, truth, and communication into divine expression. It is the number of the healer, the teacher, the one who channels divine wisdom into human language. When you resonate with 33, you are not here merely to exist. You are here to illuminate. Baba Vanga often spoke of souls born under the light of service, individuals destined to bring healing to a fractured world. Nostradamus, too, wrote of those who carry the code of mercy, predicting that in times of collective darkness, such beings would rise as quiet saviors, restoring hope through empathy rather than power. Both seers understood the same truth, that healing energy multiplies through giving, not taking. Number 33 holds that vibration. It is the pulse of unconditional love vibrating through time. Numerologically, 33 does not reduce to a single digit. It is a master vibration, transcending reduction, because its frequency is whole. It teaches that enlightenment is not about isolation on a mountain peak, but about bringing peace into the world of chaos. In the Buddhist path, it reflects the middle way, the sacred balance between wisdom and compassion, thought and action, heaven and earth. To walk the path of 33 is to live as a bridge, translating divine understanding into human kindness. When this energy enters your life, you may feel called to forgive, to teach, or to guide others toward their awakening. But remember, the healer's path is not easy. It asks you to release your ego again and again, to let love flow through you without ownership. The more you give, the more the universe replenishes your light. The Buddha once said, "Radiate boundless love towards the entire world." Number 33 is that radiance glowing through your soul each time you choose compassion over pride. Can you open your heart wide enough to let love flow through you? Not as something you control, but as something sacred that uses you to heal the world. Number 44. The architect of the soul's foundation. Among the powerful vibrations of the numerological realm, 44 stands as the master builder, the number that constructs reality from faith, vision, and spiritual discipline. It is not a fleeting spark of inspiration, it is the steady fire that builds empires of purpose and fortresses of inner strength. Where 33 heals through love, 44 manifests through action. It is the sacred architect of destiny, translating divine dreams into tangible creation. Those touched by 44 are not meant to drift. They are meant to build. They lay spiritual foundations that endure beyond this lifetime. In the Buddhist sense, 44 reflects the Four Noble Truths and their mirrored wisdom, the understanding that suffering, cause, cessation, and path are all part of the architecture of enlightenment. Two fours create balance within structure, the stability of form, combined with the awareness of impermanence. The Buddha taught that one must build inner peace, as one would build a temple stone by stone, thought by thought, and this is the heart of 44. Discipline joined with vision, mindfulness joined with creation. It is the number of manifesting karma into wisdom, of transforming spiritual insight into real-world harmony. Baba Vanga once said that humanity will rebuild its light from the ashes of confusion, a prophecy echoing the vibration of Nostradamus, too, saw this energy in his writings, times when civilizations would collapse, only to be reconstructed by souls who carried divine endurance in their hearts. Both seers recognized that destruction is never the end, but the beginning of a new alignment. The energy of 44 carries this same truth. It is the power to rebuild not from fear, but from faith. When 44 appears, it signals a phase of reconstruction, where spiritual maturity meets earthly responsibility. Numerologically, 44 is a double amplification of 4, the number of structure, foundation, and discipline. Yet its sum, 8, reveals the karmic cycle of cause and effect, balance, and reward. It teaches that nothing built with purity of intent is ever lost. Energy invested in truth always returns multiplied. In the Buddhist path, this is the teaching of right effort, to build with awareness, to create with compassion, to act with purpose. 44 reminds us that spirituality is not separate from material life. It is the foundation upon which material life stands. To walk with 44 is to become an architect of harmony in a world that often chooses chaos. It calls you to create not from fear of failure, but from trust in divine timing. It whispers, "What you build with love will last beyond your lifetime." The Buddha said, "What you think, you become. What you feel, you attract. What you imagine, you create." Number 44 is that wisdom in motion, turning thought into temple, energy into eternity. Are you ready to build your inner temple with the patience of the Buddha and the endurance of the soul, one thought, one act, one sacred intention at a time? The bonus number 77, the seer's vision of enlightened truth, among the rarest vibrations in the numerological spectrum. 77 stands as the number of prophecy, divine wisdom, and spiritual awakening. It carries the double blessing of 7, the sacred seeker's number amplified into pure insight and intuition. When 77 enters your life, it signals that your soul is beginning to perceive what eyes cannot see. It is the moment when coincidences become messages and silence begins to speak louder than words. This number belongs to mystics, dreamers, and visionaries, the ones who walk between worlds, translating cosmic whispers into earthly understanding. In Buddhist teachings, 7 is the number of enlightenment, reflected in the Buddha's first 7 steps after his birth, symbolizing the awakening of consciousness. Doubled as 77, it becomes a gateway to higher awareness, a bridge between earthly perception and spiritual truth. It is the energy of the awakened mind, realizing its infinite nature, the point where knowledge transforms into wisdom. Those guided by 77 often experience periods of solitude, reflection, and transcendence, for true vision requires silence. The lotus blooms only in still waters. The same is true for the mind. Baba Vanga was said to have received her visions through the same vibrational channel that 77 represents, a frequency beyond logic, where prophecy becomes clarity. She foresaw that truth would be revealed through those who listen to the silence of their souls. Nostradamus, too, under the celestial rhythm of the 7th vibration, wrote his quatrains in veiled language, trusting that only awakened minds could decode their truth. Both seers lived under the frequency of 77 souls, illuminated by foresight, guided by intuition, and anchored in timeless wisdom. Numerologically, 77 reduces to 14, and then to 5, the number of freedom. Thus, the wisdom of 77 is not meant to be hoarded, it must liberate. It reminds us that spiritual insight must translate into freedom of thought, compassion, and inner peace. The one who sees truth clearly must use that vision to dissolve illusion, not to control others. In the Buddhist way, enlightenment is not escape, it is the deepest participation in life with full awareness. 77 calls you to see the divine pattern within every experience, even the painful ones, and to let that understanding set your heart free. When this number visits, it is a sign that you are awakening to the universal language of energy. You begin to notice synchronicities, repeating signs, aligned moments, inner callings. The universe starts to speak through everything because you have learned to listen, and that is the ultimate prophecy, awareness itself. The Buddha once said, 3 things cannot be long hidden: the sun, the moon, and the truth. Number 77 is that truth, shining quietly in the soul that has learned to see without fear. Can you trust your inner vision enough to follow it, even when the world around you still sleeps in doubt and illusion? And so, dear seeker, the sacred sequence, 12, 28, 33, 44, and the divine 77, forms not a random chain of digits, but a living mandala of awakening. Each number is a doorway, each vibration a step along your soul's spiral toward enlightenment. Together, they reveal the rhythm of the cosmos, the law that governs not through force, but through harmony. In Buddhism, this is the nature of Dharma, that all things arise, unfold, and dissolve in perfect balance. The numbers are not meant to control your destiny, they are meant to help you remember it. As Baba Vanga once said, The ones who read the language of the universe will never be lost, and that is what numerology truly is, a sacred script written not on paper, but in energy. Nostradamus, too, trusted this cosmic rhythm, aligning his prophecies with the cycles of the stars. Their teachings remind us that destiny is not about prediction, it is about participation. When you understand the energy moving through your life, you no longer fear change, you move with it. You realize that fate is simply the mirror of your vibration, and your vibration is shaped by every thought, every breath, every act of awareness. In the silence between numbers, something holy resides, the eternal now. The same awareness the Buddha touched beneath the Bodhi tree hums quietly through the pattern of every number you see, every synchronicity that finds you, every whisper that feels like guidance. Each digit carries the echo of cosmic law, and when you listen with an open heart, they guide you toward your truest self. The numbers do not predict your life, they reflect the awakening of your consciousness within it. So, beloved traveler of light, pause for a moment, look back upon your own journey. How many times has life spoken to you through patterns, through repetition, through the gentle rhythm of coincidence? Each was a message from the universe, inviting you to rise higher, to see deeper, to become freer. The numbers were never outside you. They have always been the sacred geometry of your soul, guiding you from within. The Buddha said, "As the rain falls evenly upon all, let your heart be open to all." And perhaps that is the ultimate teaching hidden within every number, to live in harmony with what is, to see divinity in order and chaos alike, and to awaken not only for yourself, but for all beings who still wander in the dark. The numbers have spoken, their wisdom now lives within you. Can you feel the pulse of the cosmos moving through your own heartbeat, and will you trust it enough to walk your next steps in complete awareness, love, and peace?